My mind drifts back to that Christmas Eve so long ago when nothing in our little home seemed wrong and nothing in the world outside seemed right.
Do put down your sketch pad for a moment, Amy, and help us finish with the tree.
Why isn't Beth helping with the garland?
Because Beth did most of the decorating before we came home.
I'll be glad to help. Just think how pleased Marmee will be when she sees it.
I finished it, at last. Not a moment too soon if you ask me.
Where have you been all this time, Joe? Need you ask? Just look at what she's wearing.
Say what you like about my writing hat, but I've just written a closing scene for The Witch's Curse that was a divine inspiration.
Well, we finished trimming the tree without you.
Christmas won't be the same without presents.
It's dreadful to be poor.
I can remember when we used to be rich.
I remember too.
It's not fair that some girls have plenty of lovely things, while other girls, prettier girls, have nothing at all.
We're far better off than so many others, though. Orphans, for instance. We still have Father and Marmee and each other.
But we don't have Father, and we probably won't for quite some time. Who can say how long the war will last?
Many families from the north and south are going to be missing their men this year. The army is having a dreadful winter. Supplies are scarce. Marmee's right when she says we shouldn't buy each other presents. We have to make some sacrifices, too. I don't mind most of the sacrifices, but I am getting tired of remaking these dresses year after year.
None of you suffer the way I do. You don't have to go to school with impertinent girls who label your father just because he's poor.
If you mean libel, say so and stop talking about Father as if he was a pickle jar.
I know what I mean, and you needn't be satirical about it. Besides, it's proper to use good words and improve your vocabulary.
Vocabulary? Christopher Columbus, aren't we proper?
Joe, don't. It's so boyish.
That's why I do it.
I hate rude, unladylike girls.
And I hate affected little chicks.
Birds in their little nests agree.
Really now, both of you to blame. Amy, your pretty ways are funny now, but you'll grow up to be an affected little goose if you aren't careful. As for you, Joe, you have got to stop with your boyish tricks. You turned your hair up now, and you should remember that you are a young lady.
I ain't, and if turning up my hair makes me one, I'll wear it in 2 tails until I'm 20. I don't want to grow up and be Miss March. I won't wear long gowns and be prim as a porcelain doll. Look at me, just dying to go out and fight in the war with Father, and all I can do is sit at home and knit like some pokey old woman.
Poor Joe.
Oh, I don't want your pity, because one day I'll be a famous author, and I'll live and behave as I please, and Amy will have dozens of dresses with satin and lace, and Meg will have plenty of handsome beaux to dance with, and a beautiful new piano for my Bethy.
I should like that.
So, no more fighting, and let's get to work on our play. Beth, play something gruesome for us. Amy, I wrote a scene for you. It's wonderful.
Oh, no.
It's very simple. All you have to do is shout, Rodrigo! Rodrigo! Save me! Save me! And then faint.
Rodrigo, Rodrigo, save me, save me. No, I can't do that. I don't want to make myself all black and blue, throwing myself about the way you do. Besides, I've already designed my costume in tumbling quote would crush the gold paper jewelry and crown.
You don't have any jewelry, and you certainly don't have a crown.
And why not? I am a princess. Am I not?
But you don't know it yet. I've told you a dozen times. You haven't the slightest idea who you are until the end of Act 5.
A princess always knows when she's a princess.
Well, you don't. Now, places everybody. I am Hagar. I am Hugo. Here I come with wicked intentions. Aha! I move closer. Aha!
Come and get your tea, girls.
Why don't we have coffee anymore, Hannah?
Because it's scarce. And dear, ships are needed in a time of war. They've got no time to go off to Brazil and get coffee from Miss Amy March. And some folks got nothing better to do than to pry into other folks' business.
Who is it, Hannah?
That Lawrence boy.
What Lawrence boy?
Mr. Lawrence's grandson. He's come to live with him.
I didn't know the old fusspot had a grandson.
He just arrived last week, and from what I've heard, he sounds like a fine one.
Why? What's he done?
Well, besides running away from school,
That's the bravest thing I have ever heard.
they found him in an army registration office. He had lied about his age and tried to join up. Can you imagine?
I certainly can, and I should like to do the same thing.
Fine soldier you to make.
Joe, don't.
Oh, Joe. It's our private property. I can look at it as much as I please.
Amy, Beth, stand back from the window.
I'm certainly glad he's a boy. I should like to get to know a boy and have some fun for a change.
Don't say such things.
I wonder how we could get to know him. I know. Our cat can get lost and then he could bring it back.
That doesn't sound very romantic.
Who said anything about romance? Yoo-hoo! Over here!
Joe,
Hello?
you're disgracing us.
Hello? That wretched boy! He waved back!
Perhaps now you'll draw the curtain and we can finish rehearsing the play.
I suppose.
Where were we? Rodrigo. Save me. Save me.
Oh, yes. Perhaps if you try it like... Or maybe... Well... It's just no use. Do the best you can when the time comes, and if the audience boos, don't blame me.
I'm glad to find my girl so merry.
How was your day?
Come, sit down.
Beffy, has anyone called today? Come and kiss me, baby.
Not today, Mommy. Here, put on these. They're nice and warm.
Thank you, dear. We missed you a lot, Marnie.
Yes.
Oh, the tree looks so lovely, ladies.
You
Joe,
look-
you look tired to death.
Oh, I'm all right.
Did you see Aunt March about the position?
Not yet, Marmee. How is work with the Ladies' Army Aid Auxiliary today?
Oh, we were so short on blankets that we had to start cutting up carpets to send to the men. Can you imagine?
I wouldn't mind sleeping under a carpet if I could join up. Oh, Joe.
Oh, Meg, how's your cold?
Practically gone, Marmee.
Oh, good. Did you see Mrs. King today?
Yes, I start Monday. The home is lovely, and the children seem so sweet. It won't be like work at all.
Oh, I'm so proud of you, dear.
I'll rub your feet for you, Mommy.
Oh, Amy, that would be nice. Joe, be a dear and go grab my muff. I have a surprise for you.
A surprise? For Joe.
Well, for all of you, really.
A letter?
From my father!
Sent you all a little Christmas message. Now Now, who could that be?
From the sound of the pounding, I'd say Aunt March.
Yes. Oh, there's her sleigh. How I'd love to have a sleigh. And then I wouldn't have to walk everywhere.
Good evening, Aunt March.
Good evening. Not at all, miss. Not at all. It's freezing cold, the dead of winter, and you haven't even shoveled a proper path to the front porch. I might have slipped and broken who knows what. Well, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Merry Christmas, Aunt March. So nice of you to come and visit us.
Yes, come in, sit by the fire.
Thank you. No, I have a fire at home where I should be at this very minute. I only stopped by to bring you these. Meg,
Thank you, Aunt March.
Joe,
Thank you, Aunt March.
Amy,
Thank you, Aunt March.
Beth. Goodness gracious, where is that child?
Here I am, Aunt March.
Oh my, for pity's sake, stop skulking around like that. I don't like people sneaking about. Come out into the open, as I always say.
Thank you, Aunt March.
Far be it from me to complain, but when I was a girl, I used to make it a special point of going to my aunts' homes to wish them a Merry Christmas. Not the other way around. I didn't force them to leave the comfort of their own sitting rooms to come travel halfway around town to come and visit me. See that you spend it wisely.
Oh, but Auntie, we had been planning on coming to visit you tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Well, we'll never know if there's a tomorrow now, will we? Have you heard from that foolish father of yours waltzing off to war like that and leaving others to care for his family? Doesn't he know Lincoln needs fighters to win this war, not worn-out old preachers like himself?
We're very proud of our father, and you should be too.
Joe.
And it hasn't got anything to do with you.
Why are we hoity-toity?
Some tea, Aunt March.
No, if your father had listened to me, you guys would all be far better off today.
Besides, it was our money that got lost, and it hasn't got anything to do with you.
Don't be impertinent with me, Missy. It's no use talking to you, Miss Josephine March. You're as pig-headed as your father. You've as much common sense as a dizzy cow. It's no sense talking to the lot of you. It's like talking to a flock of geese. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Aunt March.
Merry Christmas, Aunt March.
Aunt March, wait.
How do you plan to try my patience now, Miss Impertinence?
It's just that I'd like to apologize for my outburst earlier. And, well, I'm willing to bury the hatchet if you are. So, what do you say?
Amy, what are you doing? I want to hear what she's saying. Do it, March.
Amy!
You certainly are a trial, Miss Josephine. But I suppose the devil you know is better than one you don't. You can come around the house after the holidays if it suits you.
Thank you, Aunt March. You won't be sorry.
Merry Christmas, Josephine.
Merry Christmas. It's all settled.
What is?
I'm Aunt March's new paid companion.
Joe?
I'm to read her books, keep her company, and make pleasant conversation.
Pleasant conversation? Like to see how that would go?
When do you start, dear?
After the holidays.
Oh, I'm so proud of you.
Can we please open our envelopes now, Mommy?
Oh, yes, of course, Amy.
The cat.
Oh, how plummy. I can buy a new book. Maybe The Black Avenger.
How I love a new bonnet with lace and feathers and a long ribbon.
And I'll buy a set of favorite drawing pencils and a new sketch pad.
Oh, and what about you, Bethy?
I should like some new sheet music.
Oh. Can we please run to the shop now, Mommy? before it closes?
Oh, well, yes, I suppose so.
But what about Father's?
Yes, our letter. First, our letter from Father.
To my loving wife. Give my girls a kiss. Tell them I think of them by day, pray for them at night, and I find my best comfort in their affections at all times. I know that they will remember all I have said, that they will be loving children to you, and work diligently so that these hard times need not be wasted. I know they will fight their enemies bravely and conquer themselves so beautifully that when I come back to them, I may be fonder and prouder than ever of my little women.
Ma'am?
Oh, yes, Hannah.
Sorry to disturb you, ma'am, but it's a message from Mrs. Hummel. Wants to know if you can come immediately.
Oh, yes, of course, Hannah. Amy, will you get my boots for me, please? Joe, my wrap? You girls did such a nice job preparing the house for the holidays while I was away.
We worked really hard on it. I wanted to decorate it just for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
You are Marley. Thank you. Do you really have to go? You just got here.
You're so tired.
Oh, but Mrs. Hummel needs me, you know. One more baby she's getting ready to have soon.
Can I go with you?
Oh, no, not tonight, honey. It's best that you get some rest. We do have church tomorrow morning.
Yes. But it's Christmas Eve. Do you think you'll be back in time?
I do hope that I'll be here in the morning, Joe.
We're gonna miss you, Mommy.
Here's your wrap.
Thank you, darling.
And your scarf.
Thank you, Joe.
We love you.
Thank you. Good night, my girls.
Good night,
Good night, Marmee.
Good night, Marmee.
Don't wait up for me. It probably will be a late night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
We love you.
Marmy ought to have a new pair of slippers. I can make do with these that I have.
No, I'm the man of the house while Father is gone. I'll provide the slippers. Beth thought of it first. Well, then I'll buy her a new pair of shoes.
Gloves. A fine pair of pink gloves. Maybe Kid.
And I'll buy her a bottle of cologne. A small bottle. That won't cost too much. And I can still buy my pencils.
But Joe, won't the store be closed by now?
Then we'll storm the Citadel. They'll have to open up for us. Come on. So, Christmas was a time for presents. Once more, presents for our Marmee. We could hardly contain our excitement over the surprise we knew would await our Marmee in the morning. But our holiday fervor was momentarily surpassed by the preparations for our special performance, the Christmas Eve premiere of The Witch's Curse, an operatic tragedy.
Goodness gracious, I've got to get to the door. Good afternoon. I'll collect your wraps while you settle yourselves in the parlor. Please see to it that you hang it up properly, as to not clench the fur. You may want to hurry yourselves in now. I'll hang these while you go sit down. The girls are just about ready to begin.
It's so thoughtful of the March girls to share their holiday festivities with us.
Yes, my dear. Well, the March family used to be one of the most prominent families in all of Concord. What genteel gatherings of all the right people and lovely dances. Used to be quite commonplace in those days.
What happened to bring them down so far, Mrs. Gardner?
Well, it was Mr. March and his altruistic ways, why, attempting that integrated school, their own communal farm. Oh, it was all quite scandalous. But I shan't say another word about it, so as not to corrupt you impressionable, innocent young minds with his progressive, wretched ideals. But I will say, everybody pities Mrs. March for her foolish...
Excuse me, Mother, but who's the young man who's come to stay at old Mr. Lawrence's home? Hortense told me he's from Europe.
Sally! It is not polite to gossip, unless you have all the facts. So, that Mr. Lawrence boy, why, he would make a lovely catch for one of you young ladies in a few years. Why, he will be one of the most eligible bachelors in all of Concord when he comes of age. Quite a lot of money there, if you know what I mean. But that would be very indiscreet of me to discuss finances with you.
No, just hold still a moment, Amy.
I really must insist. I don't have time for this. Hannah can help hold the setup, but I must have time to adjust my costume.
I was afraid we'd have to postpone until New Year's. There's been so much confusion, but it looks like smooth sailing from here on out.
The Witch's Curse. An operatic tragedy.
Zara, where is that wicked servant girl of mine?
Oh, Hagar! I am here. What is your bidding?
Go to the woods, to the castle of Hugo the Black.
Woe is me!
There to meet Rodrigo and deliver him the secret codicil.
Rodrigo, my love, my life!
Go now, into the woods.
Yes, Hagar, I fly. Rodrigo? Rodrigo, where are you, my love? My heart quakes with fear. Strange that this should be our appointed destination. Apprehension floods my soul in this place of tremulous terror. I fear some evil awaits me. Oh, Rodrigo, my love! Would that you were here now. What, ho? Who is there? Rodrigo, my love?
No, 'tis I, Hugo the Black.
Rodrigo! Save me! Lord, take pity on my helpless soul. Rodrigo!
I intend to make you my wife this night. My haunted wood shall be your bridal bower.
Keep going. Rodrigo! Where are you, my love?
At last, Zara is my bride. Christopher Columbus.
I don't intend to prove myself. I'm your account. Girls, the audience is waiting. Come the stroke of midnight, I shall be lost to you for all eternity. Do not let me become the devil's bride.
'Tis I, Rodrigo, here to foil the witch's curse. Zara, my love, where are you?
Oh, Rodrigo, I am here.
Here, my love. This ladder shall make our escape possible, and together we shall journey far away from the deadly place of darkness and to the safety of... Go on, as though nothing happened.
Oh dear.
Go on.
And now, if you would all care to retire to the dining room, refreshments will be served directly. Compliments of old Mr. Lawrence himself.
Oh, really? Oh, my.
Oh, Marmee, it was just
Wonderful.
really.
Yes, Joe. You've become quite the wordsmith these days. Now go and enjoy the festivities with our guests.
Thanks to Marmee and the wonderful holiday delicacies provided by Mr. Lawrence, my play felt as though it had been every bit of a success I had hoped it would be. Our spirits were buoyed even further by the anticipation of Christmas morning and the wonderful surprise we knew would await our Marmee in the morning. Christopher Columbus!
Kidney pies! And popovers! And fresh coffee!
And everything!
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Hannah!
The table looks beautiful, Hannah. Heavens don't know what all the fuss is about. I remember back when I used to fix you folks a breakfast like this every morning.
We must have been enormously rich. How was I dressed when we had all that money?
In diapers.
Isn't Marmee yet?
Oh yes, up and out.
On Christmas morning? Where is she?
The Hummels. Poor Mrs. Hummel delivered her baby early this morning.
Hummels have another baby?
Oh yes, one after another. 6 children, half frozen, all huddled in one bed with no fire. All skin and bones they were, so your mother took over her breakfast. Now, I believe in charity as much as the next person, but we haven't got anything to spare.
Didn't she see her presents?
Oh yes, she did, and right pleased with them she was. Now, she told me to tell you girls to finish your breakfast and then to head straight to church. She'll meet you there.
What's the matter, Beth?
I don't feel hungry anymore.
Beth, dear, people are starving everywhere and every day. The more you worry about it, you'll never eat again.
I try not to think about it.
But we don't know those people. And we do know the Hummels. We passed their house on the way to church.
What are you saying? Joe, you're not suggesting that we give our breakfast to the Hummels, are you? You wouldn't do a thing like that. Would you, Joe?
I could.
So could I.
Well, it's all or none.
I don't suppose none of us is an option. All right, but I insist on a secret vote.
Oh, Amy.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Fine. I.
Good, it's all settled then. Let's bundle up.
What's going on then?
We're off to church, Hannah, with just one stop along the way.
Land sakes, Joe, my whole breakfast off to the Hummels then?
The whole breakfast, Hannah.
Well then, I suppose I can spare a cord of wood too.
Oh, Hannah. You're an angel.
Herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joy I'll carry the popovers. You can take the milk.
I'm fine. I can manage perfectly.
I'm sure you can. That's why you're taking the milk. We want to have something left for the Hummels.
Excuse me, miss. I believe you dropped this.
Why? Thank you.
Come along, Josephine.
Say, you're that Lawrence boy who lives next door, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Theodore Lawrence. This is John Brooks, my tutor.
Well, how do you do?
How do you do?
And how do you do?
How do you do?
I'm Josephine March, and this is Meg. And the other three up the road are Amy, Beth, and Hannah. Merry Christmas to you both.
Merry Christmas.
You know, we've heard all about you, how you'd ran away from home and tried to join up. I think it's just plummy.
Josephine, we shall be going.
I've seen you watching us from your window, and...
Well, I don't want to be rude, but it's so dull over at grandfather's house. Dull as the tomb, to be frank. And your house, it looks so lively and interesting.
Well, you can come over whenever you like.
I shan't. Grandfather said I'll be imposing.
Oh, Bilgewater. Theodore Lawrence, you are officially invited to call on the march home whenever you please.
Well, thank you. I will.
Josephine, please. Honestly, Meg, let's go. Well, goodbye.
For now.
For now. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Miss March.
Josephine, what will they think of us now? Stopping to talk in the street like that without being properly introduced?
Oh, I don't care, and I'll bet they don't either. Besides, you weren't very polite. You're starting to get as prissy as Amy. It wouldn't hurt you to say hello.
Well, not after that man stared at me.
What man? Oh, you mean Mr. Brooke? I hadn't noticed.
Well, I did.
Oh my, what? He's still looking. Who? Mr. Brooke. Don't look. Who, me? And so ended the first brief encounter with one who would become one of our truest friends our family would ever know. But as winter began to melt away into spring, I wondered if my invitation to call on us would ever be taken up by young Mr. Lawrence.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Theodore Lawrence, calling on Miss Josephine March.
Joe, you've got company. It's that Lawrence boy, the one you've been spying on. Right this way. Mr. Lawrence.
Oh, well, hello, Theodore.
Please, call me Lori. Everyone else does.
All right, Lori then.
I expect you'll be wanting some tea then.
Yes, Hannah, that would be lovely.
Just as I thought.
So, do tell me all about yourself before you arrived here in Concord, Mr. Lori.
Well, I used to live in Europe shortly after my parents went.
Europe? How exciting. I'm going there too,
Oh, really? When?
Oh, I don't know. But my Aunt March, what a crotchety old thing she is, has rheumatism. And did I tell you I work as her companion? Anyways, she has rheumatism, and the doctor said the baths in Europe might do her some good. Did you go to the baths? I mean, for rheumatism?
I don't have rheumatism.
Oh, of course not. Neither have I. But I didn't think they could do you any harm. What do you think?
Here we are.
Thank you, Hannah.
You know, this one will talk your ear off if given half the chance.
Well, I don't mind a bit. I like talking.
I hope so, for your sake,
Enjoy. Call if you need anything.
So, I really want to travel for my writing. Travel is so important for a writer. What did you say?
I didn't say
Well, how are you getting along with your grandfather?
Oh, fine, I suppose. It's that he's just...
Oh, I know. You should have seen him before you came.
Oh, really? Isn't he a holy terror?
Slice of cake?
Oh, please. It almost looks too good to eat.
Meg made it.
Is she the oldest? Brooke and I were wondering.
Why should he wonder about her?
Well, he seems rather taken with her. Surely you notice. Does she like anyone in particular?
So, he sent you to find out for him. Well,
No.
well, you can tell him we don't like anyone in this house. I mean, we like many different types of people in this house. But we don't like young men. Well, we do like young men. But we don't like young men who wonder about who we like. Megan's just too young and too smart to wonder about who wonders about her.
Perhaps I better go.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be out of sorts. Oh, I'm so sorry. So clumsy of me.
Don't worry about it.
Do you really want to go?
No, not really. It's just so dull over there. Everything else here seems more lively.
Well, I'm glad you like it here.
Say, would it be okay if I be in one of your plays sometime?
Oh, I'll say. I'd love to have someone else play the villain for a change. I hate wearing that mustache. It makes me sneeze.
Oh, I know how to fence too.
Really?
Really? Here. On guard.
On guard. A hit! A hit! What say you?
A touch, I do confess.
There's someone at the door.
Quit your rollicking.
Mrs. March! Mrs. March!
Yes, Hannah.
It's one of those telegraph things.
It's father.
Marmy.
No. He's been injured. He's in a military hospital in Washington, D.C. Oh, I must go at once.
I could ask grandfather to get a carriage for you to take you to the train station.
You'll need fare for the train expenses, but we don't have enough in our savings to pay for those things.
I'll go and ask Aunt March.
Quickly, girls. Help your mother pack.
The next 2 hours were spent preparing Marmy for her journey. I set out for Aunt March's house on my self-appointed mission. I thought our request to help Marmy get to Father would be an unpleasant but simple task. I never imagined how my journey would end.
There now. I think that's everything.
don't forget this.
Oh, I wonder what could be keeping Joe.
Mrs. March, there's a carriage waiting outside for you. And Grandfather brought along a bottle of port for Mr. March.
Oh, give your grandfather our kindest regards. Bethy, will you please put this in my traveling satchel?
Careful not to shake it.
Where's Joe?
Where is she? Where is that foul-tempered daughter of yours?
I thought she was with you, Aunt March.
Not very likely. Not after her visit. Here, take this. Heaven knows you'll need more than you ask for. Oh, pish-posh and twaddle. You're too sentimental, you are. Now, you do know how to get there. You changed trains in New York. Horrid, horrid city.
I
And then you...
don't think that will be necessary. Mr. Lawrence has already asked me to accompany Mrs. March on the train fare.
Oh, really? I don't think that's necessary.
Well, Mr. Lawrence has already engaged some work for me to do while I'm there, so you see,
That you're all so terribly kind. Thank you.
it would be my pleasure to help your
Thank you very
family.
much.
It would be my pleasure to help your family.
Thank you so much.
And with your permission, I'll take your luggage and I will wait for you in the carriage.
Thank you.
Mr. Brooke. I want to apologize for being less than neighborly in the past. You've been very kind, Mr. Brooke. You don't know what a relief it is to know that Marmee has someone to look after her.
Thank you, Miss Margaret.
Goodbye.
Oh, what on earth is keeping that child?
At least finish your tea while you're waiting, ma'am.
Thank you, Hannah. Bethy, please don't forget the hummus while I'm away.
I won't, Marmee. I promise.
Well, someone might remember me every once in a while, too, for a change. Well, I do hope things turn out for the best. But I doubt it.
In March.
Yes, miss. Here I am, and no thanks to you. I had to get up, get dressed, and ride over here by myself. Because you're so stubborn. Well, you certainly don't get it from my side of the family. Good day, Miss Josephine.
Where have you been all this time, Joe? Marmee was worried sick. We all were. Yes.
Well,
What had kept you this long?
I set off for Aunt March's, and she croaked like she always does when someone asks her to open her wallet, and well, I just couldn't stand it. There he is, her own nephew, sick in the hospital, and all she could do is complain about money? So, well, I lost my temper, and well, here's my contribution.
$25? Where on earth did you get it, Joe?
I only sold what belonged to me.
For heaven's sakes, Joe.
Well,
Poor Joe.
goodness sakes, it doesn't affect the state of the union. I just happened by the wig maker's shop and saw some tails of hair in the window with some price tags on them. So I thought it might do me some good to have my mop cut off too. So I did.
Joe, it's so beautiful. But Joe, you'll never be as beautiful as you are to me right now.
Thank you, Marmee.
Are you ready, Mrs. March? Christopher Columbus, what happened? You look like a porcupine. Sorry.
Oh, I don't mind.
Joe, I so appreciate your gift to the family.
I like it.
It should be easy to keep up.
And it's, well, it's strangely becoming.
I suppose you're right, Lori. It is time to get going.
All right, let's go.
Goodbye, my girls.
Bye, Marmee. We love you.
Bye. Goodbye, Marmy. Bye. Safe travels.
Meg, you'll look after your sisters, won't you? And Joe, try to be more patient. Bethy, don't forget the Hummels.
I won't, Marmy, I promise.
And Amy, try to be obedient.
Yes, Mommy.
Oh, I shall keep this picture of you all in my mind while I'm away. May God bless and keep us all.
Bye, Marmy.
Bye, Marmy.
Bye. Safe travels. Love you. Goodbye, Marmy. Goodbye.
My poor Joe. You're crying.
No, I'm not.
It'll be all right, Joe. Marmy has Mr. Brooke to look after her, and Father's a strong man, I'm sure.
I'm not crying because of that.
Oh, what is it then?
My hair. Father's convalescence in that Washington hospital lasted many months, and life in our little home soon found a simple domestic pattern in Marmy's absence. Our friendship with Laurie continued to grow, and the surprising support and neighborly friendship of his grandfather was a boon to us all. I had worked furiously at my scribblings during that summer, and had begun sending off some of my manuscripts to publishers. Then, an important letter arrived for me later that fall.
Now I'll find out what you've been up to with all that scribbling lately. Is this why you haven't had time for me lately?
Return it now, Mr. Lawrence, or never speak to me again.
Oh, fine. First you say we're not going to have any secrets, and then this.
Well, this is different.
It's still a secret.
No.
Well, you could keep yours then, because I've got one too.
Oh, Bilgewater.
And it's plumbing.
Very.
Very.
Oh, fine. If that's the game you want to play, you tell me yours and I'll tell you mine. Well, read it yourself.
Pay to the order of Miss Josephine March $1 for her story entitled The Phantom Hand.
Well, what do you think of that?
$1?
Go on, laugh. But that's just a start. Someday I'll be as high as $10.
Oh, I'll never understand you. But if it's money you want, I got plenty of it.
It's not the money. Not really. It's this feeling I get. This strange, nervous feeling. It's my story, and someday it'll be in print. People will read it, something I wrote.
Well, I don't understand it. It makes you happy, I suppose.
All right, play fair, Teddy. What's your secret?
Well, I know where Meg's missing glove is.
Is that all?
Ask me where it is.
Where is it?
Brooke has it.
How do you know?
Saw it.
Where?
His pocket. He snatched it up the night they danced together at grandfather's party. Isn't that romantic?
No, it's rubbish.
I thought you'd be pleased.
Please, at the thought of someone taking Meg away? Meg used to tell me everything, and now she thinks that John is a lovely name, and that brown eyes are beautiful. Well, I think it's sickly, sentimental, romantic rubbish, and he better not try to break up our family.
Well, you'll feel the same way when someone comes and takes you away.
I'd like to see someone try. I'll die a spinster rowing my own canoe before I let any man catch me.
I'll catch you, Miss Josephine March.
Never!
I've got you.
Mr. Lawrence, Miss Josephine.
Hey,
Thank you for your assistance this afternoon, John. You're welcome.
Goodbye, Mr. Brooke.
Yes, well, goodbye, John.
I've never been so embarrassed in all my days.
When will you stop behaving like a child? Not until I'm old and gray and need a stick. Don't make me sudden.
I haven't changed a bit, but it's time you stopped your romping ways. Just look at you. No hairpins, no combs. You running down a public building, loose whore. I wish I were a horse. You're such a child.
Well, goodbye, I suppose. Joe, why are you mad at me?
Hannah? Beth? Hey, Hannah, where's Hannah? Beth, what's the matter? Don't come near me, Joe. I feel so strange. Please, get Hannah.
Hannah, come quickly.
Beth, why don't you come in? Why don't you come and sit down?
What's happened, Joe? Don't come near me, Meg. What is it? Oh, Joe. The baby is dead. The little Hummel baby died in my lap.
Oh, Bethy.
She seemed asleep. But suddenly, she gave a cry and trembled and lay very still.
It's not your fault.
I tried to warm her feet by the fire, but she lay so still that I knew she was dead.
It's not your fault, Bethy. It's not your fault.
The doctor came. He said it was scarlet fever.
Oh, Beth.
Come on, lay down. No, Amy. Don't come near me. You've never had it before, and I feel so strange.
Joe, help me get her up to her room.
Meg, run and get Dr. Banks.
Yes, Hannah, right away.
And you, miss, are to stay clear of things down here for now. We might have to send you to your Aunt March. For your own good.
I won't go. I won't. I would rather have scarlet fever and die than stay with Aunt March.
Be quiet for once in your life, Amy.
You should be off. Scarlet fever is no joke, miss.
But it's dull at Aunt March's, and she's cross, and I don't want to be sent off.
Well,
As though I'm in the way.
it's for your own good. Tell you what, I got a plan. Every day I'll come in and tell you how Beth is. How's that sound?
Will you take me out driving
Yes, on my honor.
and bring me back? The minute Beth is well.
The identical minute.
Well, all right then.
There's a good girl.
The days dragged slowly into weeks. Meg, Hannah, and I kept a constant vigil near Beth's bedside. We sensed the slightest change in her person. Amy's notes arrived daily, but nothing could relieve our anxiety and sorrow as we began to sense just how fragile Beth's hold on life had truly become.
Hannah, don't get up. I just came by to see how she's doing.
The doctor said that the fever would have broken by now. I'm afraid we'll have to send for Mrs. March as soon as Meg arrives. Your children begged me to telegram her weeks ago, but I was afraid of her writing just yet. But the doctor says that Beth's end may be very near, and she seems weaker every moment.
Hannah?
Yes, miss.
Joe,
She hardly even recognizes us. How I wish Marmee were here. She'd know what to do.
you could hold on to me, Joe. I'll be strong for you.
If only I'd sent that telegram.
Well, Marmee will be here in a few hours.
Marmee?
Yeah.
Here? In a few hours?
Yes, Joe.
How?
Well, I got fidgety and so did Grandfather. So we took Brooks out to go get her. She'll be here soon.
Oh, Lori! Oh, my dear, dear Lori! Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to fly at you like that.
Fly at me again. I'd rather like that.
No, thank you. I'll do it by proxy when your grandfather comes. Oh, Teddy. If life is as hard as this, I don't know how we'll ever get through it.
Well, you better hang on tight. But I also gotta go.
Okay. Thank you, Lori. Thank you. Dear God, please don't take Bethy. But if you must, please wait until Marmy gets here. But please, just don't take her yet. We need her. She's the best of us. And God, just please, don't.
Yes, exactly as you say, Dr. Bangs. The fever's broken. Oh, thank heaven! The doctor says she's certain to pull through now.
Oh, Hannah, I don't think I'll complain about any other thing for as long as I live.
But we are to have plenty of milk for her strength. We'll have her on the road to recovery in a slap and a bang.
Oh, Hannah, you truly are an angel. What about Amy?
Send for her as soon as the doctor said. Is Beth resting now?
Yes, I'll have her linen stripped and fresh ones on in a few minutes.
We are to have plenty of milk for her.
Yes, Hannah.
Marmy!
She's going to recover.
Oh, everything will be all right now that you're here, Marmy.
Bethy.
Oh, Marmy, I thought you look so
Amy!
I came straight away like your note said. Oh, Marmy!
She's gonna recover. Our Bethy is going to recover.
Oh, Beth, you have no idea how I worried about you. I thought of you night and day. I even wrote a will.
A will.
Yes, just in case I got sick too. You shouldn't laugh. I left you my sketch pad, my bronze inkstand, and my plaster rabbits.
Well, that's very thoughtful.
I know, but of course, since I didn't die, no one gets anything. I'm so glad to see you all.
Pardon me, but is this a march home?
Indeed, Father! Oh my gosh.
Joe, Meg, Amy, and now my dear, dear Bethy.
Oh, this is plummy, just plummy. The March family all together again. I call this splendid, really I do.